See. There we are. Hey, Chitorin. As usual, you are my sign that stream is live. Even before Twitch loads for me. Yeah, alright. Things are looking good. Let's go.
ねえ、さすがに飽きてきたよ。
I didn't read that. I should have read that during self-study time. Okay.
図書室は静かにですよ。
Hey, Bear.
ちょっと真面目に自習しすぎじゃない？普通もうちょっとお話とかするものじゃないかな。
She leans across the table looking at me reproachfully.
読んだ本の感想文も書かなくちゃいけないし、きちんとやった方がいいわ。
I say and...
そうよ。ほら、そんなにたくさん持ってきているんだから、好きな本を選んで読みなさい。
Says Rika, who sat next to me. We're at a 4-person desk with us on one side and the Sasakis on the other. Ichigo grudgingly takes a book from the top of the pile she brought and thumbs through it. She quickly gets bored though and looks around the library.
ねえ、なんでユリは一緒に自習していないの？一緒にやろうよ。
That's a good question.
まゆりさんは本は一人で集中して読みたい派なの。だから邪魔したらダメよ。
Does she though?
変なの。みんなで勉強した方が面白いのに。
Yes. If our relationship is medicine, it is medicine that is so strong it has become poison. Ooh. Oof. And that poison is in her attitude toward Mighty. Aww. If two people in a 3-person Amitia group start a relationship, then the other naturally becomes the third wheel. Mighty only exchanges the bare minimum words necessary for daily life with us now. And Rika seems to think this is a good thing. Our loose but intersecting paths are drifting apart. Yes! Thank you for your love, man. In the end, I managed to get ready for stream, but I didn't say anything because let's leave it as a little treat. She's probably avoiding me because she thinks I'm a traitor. I let out a small sigh, small enough so that Rika does not notice, and pick up a collection of Natsume Soseki's works. The words, which I usually feel so keenly in my mind and my heart, barely even register. I look up to see Ringo focused and Ichigo happily flipping through pages as if she were reading a comic book. I can totally see that.
本好きじゃないイチゴさんがそんなに気に入るなんて何の本かしら。
The binding appears to be that of a technical book. Even more confused, I lean forward without thinking.
どうしたの、そうちゃん。本読むの飽きた？お話でもしようか。
I tell her that she is mistaken as my Amitia partner and Ringo look at me strangely.
いちごさんが読んでいる本が気になって。
I say, "Oh, this," Ichigo says and turns the book she is holding toward me.
これってサッカーのルールブック？まずは基礎知識から学ぼうと思って。いちごさんって変わっていると思っていたけど、サッカーになんて興味があるのね。サッカー好きは変わり者みたいな言い方だね。今は女子サッカーも盛んなんだよ。
She's right. I've seen it generating quite a buzz on the news recently. Next to her, Ringo slams her book shut.
受け売りなのです。八代先輩がサッカーに目覚めたらしく、部で話しているのを聞いて、いちご姉は。
Ah, right, so she needs to be in the loop. Got it. That's how she got interested, she says.
今まであんまりスポーツらしいスポーツはやってこなかったから、なんかやってみようかなって思ったんだ。へえ、いちごさんってスポーツをやっているイメージだったわ。遊びの方に夢中だったからスポーツはあんまりね。ね、そうちゃんは何かやってた？
Just jogging, a little swimming. I couldn't say which is the right choice. I don't swim, so yeah. Oh, swimming is the option. Okay. So swimming is the option. Speaking of sports, I recall the swim meets my grandfather took me to, but that I immediately quit.
その顔は何かやったことがあるんだね。そうなの？初耳だわ。やったと言えるほど長く通ってなかったからよ。なんというか人前で着替えたり人に肌を見せたりするのは好きじゃなかったから。これは期待してしまう話題ですね。
The Sasakis lean forward and Rika is blushing for some reason.
別に面白いことじゃないわ。水泳よ。みんなの町や市でもスイミングクラブってあったでしょ？ああ、水泳か。確かにうちの町にもあったよ。結構学校の子たちも通っていたな。学校で水泳の授業を何度も避けていたら一度入会させられそうになった苦い思い出がある。私も気が進まなかったけど祖父が一度通ってみてから決めてみろって。よく知らない人の前で脱がなくちゃいけないし、水着になったらみんなに見られて恥ずかしい思いをしたわ。
Even though I wasn't very good, my classmates and even the adults were always looking at me. What was that all about then? Sorry, it's two separate things. What was that all about then?
小さい頃のスワの水着。
She had to be weird, of course. She had to make it weird because we couldn't not have it be weird, right?
リッカさん？
She mutters something. I move to put my hand on her shoulder, but Ringo takes it instead.
そっとしてやってほしい。
I might not really understand it, but it's Ringo's request. I decide to let Rika be as she stares down. Okay.
八代先輩から勧められたサッカーだけど結構面白そうだよ。今度みんな集めてやってみようかな。おとなしいお嬢様が多い校風だからなかなか難しそうだけどね。そうかな。こういうのってスオちゃん好きそうじゃない？どれ？
I peer down as Ichigo puts the book on the desk and points to a trivia section on the page.
桃缶？なんでサッカーに果物が？いわゆる不調ってやつだよ。接触プレーで内ももに蹴りが入ってしまうことだって。
Wait, what was the name again? Okay.
へえ、専門用語みたいなものかしらね。飲食店で口に出してはいけないあの虫のことを5番入りましたというようなものかも。
Bugs. A shudder of dread runs through me at the word. But I tell her it's not quite the same, and then Ichigo claps her hands.
そういえばこの手の話はユリが得意なんだよ。スポーツ系で前盛り上がったことあるし。そうなの？うん、確か何かやっていたって話してたような。ね、ちょっと呼んでこようか。
Just as I'm about to agree with her,
ダメよ。なんで？詳しい話聞けるかもだし、呼んできたっていいじゃん。まゆりさんは読書中だって言ったでしょ。向こうだって休憩くらいするよ。呼んできたっていいよね。
We can call her over for a bit. We can't interrupt her studying. Of course we can, but like the situation is very weird. Right. Right, so the choice is that we can't interrupt her studying, and I hate it. But okay. At Ichigo's proposal. I did click we can't interrupt her studying, right? Why does it sometimes feel that the thing that follows a choice is completely the opposite of what the choice is distilled like to be? Okay. I think, but... Seeing her brandishing a scowl, I am unable to say anything. Of course. Emotional manipulation.
勉強の邪魔をしてはいけないわ。へえ、少しくらい構わないのに。そうね、少しくらいはね。でもそれを言うなら、私たちもそろそろおしゃべりはやめて勉強に戻りましょう。
It's just it's not the first time that it seems like that. But then after a few lines, it does go in the way of the choice, and then okay. I picked the right one. But in the moment, when I read the thing that follows immediately after making a choice, sometimes I feel like I'm crazy that, did I not click the right one? Yeah. I struggled with this in games like Life is Strange, for example. But not necessarily with what I'm describing right now, just with the fact that the choices were so like distilled just to a few words that I would read one and be like, oh, I would fill in the gaps with stuff in my mind and imagine that that choice means something. And then I would pick it and it would be just something completely different that I hadn't even thought about and I didn't like. So I was like, damn, fuck, okay, I can see now how, you know, in hindsight, it might align with what the choice was saying, but taken at face value, it sounded like something else. So yeah, I had to restart at some point because it really wasn't the thing that I wanted to do. But okay, yeah, it's okay. We're fine here. Here we're fine.
少しくらいは過ぎたでしょ?
Ichigo sticks her tongue out like she were a little snake.
そうそう。そろそろ真面目に読書をしましょう。ね、スオ。
She squeezes my hand under the desk. Her hand is strong and warm, and more than anything seems to convey her will and her possession. Yes. When I think of her opening books by herself in the back of the library, an inexplicable feeling wells up in me. Is it because she hates me? Is it because I've lost my hard-won Amitia partner, my friend? As I feel the warmth of Rika's hand, I feel as though my heart is being squeezed deep in my chest. We keep passing each other by. No, Mairi is avoiding me on purpose. I've barely been able to exchange a word with her. During break. At lunch too. She even turned me down for ballet practice after class, saying she'd rather do it alone. Our only interaction is during the practice for the hymn. From all the practice, Mairi's voice is now on par with the members of the choir. Oh, I wish I could hear that. Must be super lovely. Perhaps she always had natural talent, because her singing compared to when she first started being instructed by Komikado is beyond recognition. Ah, that sounds awesome.
私は一度演奏を止めましょう。
Komikado, who has been conducting, waves her conductor stick at me, and I take my hands off the keyboard.
どうしたの？こういうことを尋ねるのは失礼だけど、今日は、最近ミスが多いようだわ。すみません。責めているのではないの。調子が悪いのなら休んだっていいのよ。まだ時間はあるのだから。
Her long, fluttering lashes and ladylike way of speaking. I feel annoyed at my own spinelessness. You should.
どうしたんですか？スオさんが少し調子が悪いみたいで。大変。
Erika comes rushing over and gently lifts my bangs. She puts her forehead against my own to check my temperature. My cheeks turn red as her lips draw so close that we're almost kissing.
少し熱があるかも。それは大変だわ。違います。大丈夫です。
When I move my forehead away in embarrassment, Mayuri, who is staring off into space, enters my peripheral vision, and I hurriedly grab Komikado's hand.
何？ほら、熱はないでしょ？ですよね。
I put Komikado's hand to my forehead, and she blinks and nods.
熱はないみたい。本当ですか？でもそれじゃあ。
She takes her hand away from my forehead, then pets my head. My feelings of irritation slowly dissipate.
急に頼まれた伴奏だものね。うまくいかず、悩んでいたのよね。
Aww. Best moment for a pet pet. Yes, pet pet. I look down, unable to tell her that... Sorry, too many hers there. Unable to tell her that her kind words are off the mark. She continues gently stroking my head.
練習の後、少し話しましょうか、スオさん。
Yeah, you should. Her warm voice flows over me. We can take it easy over here, she says, and hands me a fragrant cup of coffee. The heat of it spreads through my hands as I respond with a yes. Oh. The sunlight in this room looks really nice. I guess it's like sunset time, so it's all golden. Very nice.
冷めないうちにどうぞ。
With this encouragement, I take a sip of coffee. I'm not used to the bitter, acidic flavor, but...
おいしい。
The warm coffee sliding down my throat and settling in my stomach returns to me a sense of peace.
そう、よかったわ。私、紅茶よりもこっちが専門なの。でも学院でコーヒー好きはあまりいないから、寂しかったのよ。
I asked the name of the coffee, but since I only know the famous brands, I don't know this one. But
きっと特別な豆なんだわ。
I'd been feeling down, so the fact that she made me this special coffee warms my heart.
ねえ、スオさん。はい。練習の時は急に伴奏を頼んだことで重荷になっているのよねと尋ねてうなずいていたけれど、本当は何か他に理由があるんじゃないかしら。
Aww, I like her so much. She is such a fine observer of details around her, where be it places or things or people. I like.
なぜそう思うのですか？
Komikado sips her coffee elegantly. It's almost the golden land, but they drink coffee. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
以前伴奏を頼んだ際に気分が悪くなったことがあったでしょ。あの時体調が優れなかったこともあったでしょうけど、急に頼まれた重圧もあったことからだと思うの。でも今日は
You seem different to then, she says to me, shaking her golden hair as she nods.
もしかしてなのだけど、ハミティエ同士でうまくいっていないのかしら。
And she hits the mark! Nice. Nice. She's touched a nerve, and my hand holding the coffee starts to shake a bit. Komikado, who is sharp and has probably figured it out, murmurs, "That's what I thought."
なぜわかったのですか？ここ最近、花火さんと距離が近くなったでしょ？反面、高坂さんとは距離を置いている。だから、ハミテイ同士の関係で悩んでいるのじゃないかって思ったの。
It is probably easy to figure out. I put my coffee on the countertop and hesitate.
コミカド先輩へ相談してみようか。
Yeah, you should. At one point, the vice president already noticed there is something wrong, so it seems like a good idea to open up to her. Or maybe it is because it has become too much to bear it alone.
コミカド先輩のおっしゃった通りです。少し前から3人の関係性が崩れてしまって。
And I bet you've internalized it as your own fault, which it's not.
そう。以前は3人ともが同じくらいに仲良く、アミティエとして行動していました。でも、私とリッカさんの仲が深まって、それに気づいたまゆりさんは距離を置き出したんです。
I omit the romantic aspect of the relationship. Komikado twirls her hair and furrows her brow, then says, "Oh."
私は今年度からアミティエという制度が3人制になってから、
Yep.
この問題は必ず出てくるだろうと思っていたわ。以前のアミティエ制度は2人で疑似友人を作るというものだった。これはこの学院が良性であり、現実社会から遮断されていることを鑑みれば、この制度は有効だと思う。心細い生徒同士をつなぐ絆になるし、アミティエだけでなく、アミティエの友人からさらに世界を広げることができる。
She takes a sip of coffee and furrows her brows.
でもね、3人というのは派閥を生むわ。どんなに仲の良い生徒同士でも特別を作ってしまう。
Yeah, it's hard to keep things balanced and more or less equal in such a scenario.
なぜ私は今年度から3人制にしたのか疑問に思っていたの。確かに。
A novel I read before said that humans are creatures who like to create hierarchies. Regardless of sex, we insist on making frameworks.
どうしようもないんでしょうか。ねえ、スオさんはアミティエという制度をどう思っているかしら。あった方がいいと思う？
The previous system was better. I think we need it. I think the 2 was better, but it seems that's not the... that's not the choice. The choice is that I think we need it. Something about Komikado's question shakes me deep to my core.
ない方がいいなんて言えない。
Not necessarily better off without it completely. The 3 dynamic is very weird. As someone who was unable to make friends, I came knocking at the gate of this academy because of its artificial friend system, Amitié.
でも、コミカド先輩の言う2人制だったら。
Couldn't we have avoided all this? We certainly wouldn't have had these struggles. Without the Amitié system, though, I never would have been able to get so close with these 2 popular girls. Okay. Maybe this 2 in particular might fall there, but I don't think so. But on the other hand, like, how many other friends have you made along the way? Sure, not as close, right? Because I guess she doesn't get to spend as much time with them or whatever, and is forced into this trio. But she's made friends, come on! Yeah, it's a little bit self-sabotaging here. Without the system, she wouldn't have been able to make friends. I don't believe so. The system is a bit of a crutch, and it can feel supportive in the beginning, right? Just to give you the nudge. But from there, you take it on your own. The Samitiya system is kind of creepy no matter the number of people. Yeah, I do understand the idea of it when it's a boarding school and like people are far from home and to have it like, I don't know. Make sure there is at least someone there for a person. And the level of closeness, of course, comes from themselves, right? I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea if they really want to do it. But they need to do it right, and with 3 people, this is no. There will be an imbalance at some point. It cannot be that these dynamics between 3 people stay and carry the same weight all the time. Overtime is going to shift in a certain direction, and then one of the persons is going to feel left out. It's also the case in this situation, but this is because of other reasons. Even if we take it just as purely friendship, it can still spin that way. So it's much easier to figure it out when it's only 2 people. Because you can figure out, oh, okay, we don't really vibe so much, but because of, you know, this is the system, this is the duty that we have to fulfill or whatever, we can just interact casually with each other. Or you can really hit it off and be like, oh yeah, this is cool. So it's simpler. Whereas 3 people, it's like, okay, it's a whole different kind of worms and potential for making a mess. But anyway, let's move on. That's why the 2-person system is... She's always been there for me. Yes, that's one way he can say it. She accepted me despite all my problems. I can't possibly compare them.
今のままでいいと思います。それはなぜ？アミティエが3人でなかったら、リッカさんやマユリさんと友人でいられていないと思うからです。悩ましく思えるのは幸運なことなのかもしれないわね。3人制だからこそ今のような悩みを抱えることができる。そう考えることもできる。2人だけでは至らなかった。より関係性を深めるための装置として。
I asked Komikado if she wasn't against 3 people Amitia groups. She answered that she personally could not agree to them, but as the vice president of the Council of Nicaea, she agreed.
悩むということは何事においても必要なのよ。それが胸をかきむしる思いでもですか？ええ、迷いのない人生なんてないわ。人はね、そうさ、何もない空っぽの人生を歩む人もいるの。ただ自堕するだけの人生を良しとする人よ。あなたは迷ってはいるけど自分の道を歩いているわ。
Unlike me, Komikado says, her words trailing off.
解決する道は教えてくれないのですか？悩みなさい。3人ともが幸せに歩める道があるはずよ。なんだか懺悔をしに来たみたいですね。私は神父の娘だもの。これは試練です。
She smiles teasingly, and I can't help but smile along with her. Smiling makes me feel a little better.
3人とも
Does such a thing really exist? I pick my cup off the counter and gulp down the cold coffee. Instead of leading me directly to the dormitory, my feet unconsciously carry me to the library. I stand there surrounded by the special scent particular to old books that reminds me of my grandfather, and allow my mind to wander.
Oh, ちょうどいいところに来やがった。
Hey! I hadn't noticed her behind the desk in the evening light, her small silhouette appearing as a ghost.
真昼に幽霊を。いや、大間が時だからいい頃合いなのか。
With a squeak of her wheelchair, the ghost transforms into my cat-eyed classmate.
八重垣さん。やあ、ちょうどよかった。本を借りに来たんだけどさ、いつもよりも早く上がったみたいで借りられなかったんだよな。ちょいと処理してくれないか？
She puts the book I was reading a bit ago, the Natsume Soseki collection, on top of the desk. I take out the card and begin checking it out for her.
無駄足にならなくてよかったぜ。ま、もともと足は動かないけどな。
Yaigaki throws out one of her usual I'm not used to saying it like this. I'm used to self-deprecating. Self-deprecatory? That sounds weird. I've never said it that way. But okay, you understand what it is. Yeah, so self-deprecating jokes. But I am too distracted with my own troubles to respond. I finish checking out the book and hand the Soseki collection to Yaigaki, who lets out a small sigh.
またその面倒ごとか？お前は本当に背負い込みやすいやつだよな。別にそんなことありませんって面じゃないだろ。私悩んでますって顔面だけじゃなく全身に書いてあるってな感じだぞ。耳なし法一ってな具合じゃないかよ。で、今回はなんだ？マカが窃盗騒ぎでも起こしたか？
Steal something? Why is that the first thought you have? Her way of putting it elicits a giggle from me. Laughing makes me feel a bit better, and I admit to her that it has to do with my amitié partners.
ああ、九段の交際云々のことだろ。三人組ってのがまずいよな。
Hearing the same words from her as I had from Komikado, I just stare at Yaigaki's face.
おい、勘弁してくれよ。私にその気はない。違うわ。ただ、コミカド先輩と同じことを言うなって思ったから。あの美人な先輩にすでに悩み相談は済ませたってわけだ。で、どんな風に解決策を言ったわけ
？I tell her how Komikado told me that thinking hard about my problem would open up a way for the three of us to get along. Yaigaki listens passively at first, but by the time I finish talking, her face is scrunched up like she bit into a lemon. And she curses bitterly.
みんなが仲良くできる道がある？おお、ご立派な子って。さすがは宗教学校の副会長様だ。なら、八重垣さんはどう思うの？そりゃ私に相談しているのか？
I nod and she sticks out her tongue and makes a sour expression.
性格の悪い私が相談って柄じゃないのは分かっているだろうよ。人を見てしろっての。私は八重垣さんが悪い人だなんて思ってないわ。相談を受けたらきちっと相手のことを考えて答えを返せる人だと思っているわ。私が？
I nod slowly and emphatically. She scratches her head and mutters, "What a pain in the neck."
私は宗教者じゃないから眼蓄ある言葉なんて言えないし、密な関係を持ったことがないから実体験なんてのはない。だから説得力なんてのは皆無だが、それでも聞くかい？
Yes, I answer. What can you do? She sighs and scratches her brow with a slim finger.
これは私自身も その考え方はいいなと思った。いわゆる小話みたいなものだけど、事の始まりはある女と男が賭けをしたんだ。賭け？男はこのトランプの一番上の札を当てられたらお前の勝ち、外したら負け、その時は全財産をもらうと言った。対する女は、分かったわ、私が勝ったらあなたが騙して奪った私の恋人の債権を全て返してもらう。一番上はハートのエースだ。
Yaigaki turns the book over on her knee as though it were the card and continues.
一番上の札は宣言した通り見事ハートのエースだった。女は約束通り恋人の債権を全て取り戻した。恋人は女に聞いたんだ。勝ったからいいようなものの、なんであんな不利な賭けを受けたんだってね。女はこう言ったよ。不利？なぜ？勝負は勝つか負けるか二つに一つでしょうってな。
She finishes the story and turns the book right side up again.
この小話の笑いどころは、男は確率のことを言い、女は運命を語った。だけど私が思うにこの話の美点は、物事に本当に大切なことで重要ってことはないってことさ。表か裏か決めなくちゃいけない時は必ず来る。誰にもいい顔なんてのはさ、できないんだよ。
リッ
カさん、あゆりさん。
The woman's name Kakavasha, yes. I did think of Aventurine with the gambling part. Komikado said there would be a way for all three of us to get along. But Yaigaki is saying that that's too good to be true. Now, I think Komikado was saying that in a hopeful way, like maybe, you know... Because I think she already sensed, and she was spot on the fact that a group of three creates a weird dynamic. Right.
なあ白羽、お前はどう思う？
Right. Believe Yaigaki, believe Komikado. I mean, they're not necessarily opposites. There's common ground between their takes. At least I believe. But yeah, I guess the choice is to believe Yaigaki. Yaigaki asked me this, and I... You do. That is true. I tried to mediate and to keep our relationship from changing, but... Yeah, I was about to say, some things have already come to pass and they cannot be undone.
決まったみたいだな。八重垣さんの話を聞いて、立花さんとしっかり話をしてみようと思う。
A coerced relationship.
今の状況はおかしいと思うもの。
I'm glad you're seeing it that way.
ま、そうお前が決めたなら進んでみればいい。間違ったとしても自分で決めたんだ。悔いはないだろ。
She flashes me her cat-like smile in the light of the setting sun. I thank her with a bow of my head. Suddenly her smug cat face disappears and I catch a glimpse of an expression appropriate to her age.
やめろ。私は感謝されるっていうのが一番苦手なんだよ。
She waves her hands and turns her face away. I can see her profile redden, and I don't think it's merely the sunlight. In the dormitory hallway, two students are talking. One with silver hair, the other...
立花さん。
I call out to her, finally having found the Amitia partner I was looking for.
あら、 奇遇ね。
ん？ああ、スオ君。君も議論に参加してはどうだい？
My fervor is somewhat dampened by encountering this unusual pairing, but I tell Rika that I need to talk.
私にご用？今話をしていて。
国語の教科書の中でどの作者が真面目に戦ったら一番強いかを議論していたところなんだ。
A very serious one.
そんな話はしていません。聖母祭での話をしていたんです。
僕としては三島由紀夫あたりを推したいが、スオ君は。
As she gets going on this endless tangent, Rika asks if it's something urgent.
そう。八代先輩、お話はここまでにしていいでしょうか。急ぎの要件があるとのことなので。
そうか。それでは九段の議論は宿題ということにしておこう。
With the wave of her hand, she strides jauntily away, giving us no time to argue. We watch in mute amazement as she disappears into the distance.
行きましょうか。
My initiative snatched from me. I do as Rika says and follow after her. I didn't think you would call on me, so, she says.
ここなら静かだし、誰にも邪魔されないと思う。もうそろそろ学院から出なくちゃいけない時間だし。
Is this going to take long? She asks as I'm still struggling to speak.
いざ話すとなると、誰もいない教室ってなんか変な感じがするわね。
She looks happily around the classroom, dyed scarlet in the light of the setting sun. I have no idea how to broach the topic.
交際をやめ、まゆりさんと仲直りするように言うつもりだったけど。
I can't think of a single word to say, let alone voice the ones I had prepared. She smiles happily, and the more she smiles at me, the stiffer my lips grow and the heavier my heart beats.
ねえ、教室の中がこんなに黄色に染まって、すごく美しいと思わない？
Yeah, I'm on my toes too. I'm bracing. Her spinning around is a beautiful sight, and for a moment it's the only thing that fills my eyes and my heart, until it's replaced by a hopeless sadness. Aww. As though I have come to realize that I am alone in this world.
スオ。
Her happy expression clouds over, and when she looks into my eyes, all the emotion drains from her face like a wave pulling back from the sand, leaving it an emotionless mask. She knows the reason I've called her here. What it is I want to talk about.
呼び出した理由を聞かせてもらえるかしら。
I sense a quiet anger in her controlled words. With her animosity turned toward me, I start to choke up and have difficulty breathing.
察してもらおうと思っているの？あなたの言葉で聞きたいの。黙って分かってもらおうなんて卑怯だわ。
Yeah. Not gonna get into that. She walks forward one step at a time, as though pushing into my mind.
私。あなたが何を言おうとしているか当ててみましょうか。リカさん。さんをつけないでと言ったでしょ。ねえスオ、あなた私とした約束を保護にしたい、そう言いに来たのよね。
She says the words I can't bring myself to. My lips tremble and I'm unable to say anything.
その顔、やっぱりそうなのね。私やっぱり こんな風に交際をするのは。
When she finally comprehends the words I've managed to squeeze out, she turns eyes on me so tragic I can hardly stand to look at them. Manipulation.
そう。あなたも私を必要としないのね。え？ねえ、スオ。あなたは私には逆らえない。それは分かっているわよね。だって、まゆりさんの秘密を漏らしてはならない。でしょ？
Interesting how she phrased this with a we. You wouldn't tattle. You're a coward. Well, she is a coward. Oh yeah, that's the choice. Ah, okay, great. I'm happy. Let's go. Mayuri's secret. Sorry. Even if the Academy is rather tolerant of homosexuality, Mayuri's secret would surely spread beyond its walls if revealed. She would leave the Academy for sure.
まゆりさん。
The melancholy girl standing under the cherry trees I saw that night. She'll disappear from me. The thought lights a small spark of anger within me. Good, you should be angry.
卑怯だわ。
My words shake, Rika. I myself shudder at using such a strong word and my lips tremble.
そうね。私は卑怯かもしれない。あ、違う。でもね、私にはそうしなくてはならない理由があるの。そしられても私は。
I searched the sorrowful eyes behind the glasses for her true intentions.
私はあなたを失いたくない。あなたまでいなくなったら私は。
She grabs my arm and I let out a yelp. The sound only fans the flame of her fury.
私だってこんな真似は、卑怯な真似はしたくないわ。リカ。でもだってしょうがないでしょ。私はいつだって比較されて生きてきた。花火師の家に引き取られて努力して優秀であろうとしたって。リカさんの過去。
Her hand clutching my arm trembles, like she can't keep up with the emotions spilling out of her.
兄の方が私よりも優秀で、せっかく引き取ったのに意味がないって。私には居場所がないの。元の家にも花火師の家にも。
The hand grasping me is merciless. Grimacing at the intense grip, I speak to her as though admonishing a child.
そんなことないわ。私にはリカが必要よ。でもだって。
I stare unflinchingly back into her desperate eyes and speak clearly.
居場所がないって言ったわよね。それは私も同じなの。父が再婚して新しい母からはとても厳しい教育を受けた。私はね、リカ。この学院に来たのは新しい居場所、友人が欲しかったからなの。
That's why I came to a school with the Amitié system, I continue.
アミティエ制度があるから、私は高坂まゆりさんに、花火師リッカさんに出会うことが、私の居場所はここなの。無理に交際しなくても、私にもリッカにも居場所はある。
She trembles at my words and after some hesitation looks up at me pitifully.
そうね。求めなくても私は認められていた。
It's different from at home, she adds and I reply, that's right.
でも 私が居場所としてあなたを求めたのは確かだけど、好きな人として求めたのも変わらない。そう。
Will you accept me? Yes, I whisper. She cups my cheeks in her soft hands and turns her watery eyes toward me. Then she quietly closes her eyes. You are accepted. I feel she wants some proof to symbolize it.
彼女の心を救うためならいいのかもしれない。
I hear you, but that's the wrong reason to do it. She emotionally bared her home situation to me. There was probably no lie in her words. She was adopted into her family and pushed to excel. However, though she excelled, there was someone more intelligent, her little brother, to whom she was always compared. It must have been a terrible, sad, and painful life. All of that is true, but it doesn't follow from there that you owe her an emotional investment to make her feel better. This is a hard lesson in life, but it rings such a I don't know, it hits very close to home, because I've been in a certain dynamic that is similar to this, even though it wasn't romantic in nature. And yeah, just because someone has had struggles, that doesn't mean that you owe them your affection, your time, and your emotional investment just so they can feel better. Yeah. This is why the emotion I feel vanishes as I feel something warm on my cheek. Tears. I'm crying? Why? For myself? For her circumstances? No.
Mayuri-san.
In my mind's eye, I see her standing under the cherry trees. Yeah. Suddenly overcome by an emotion I myself don't even understand, I pull away from Rika. Her lips seem to move, forming the word why. After casting my eyes downward with an apology, all I can do is flee from that hateful red room. Rika Hanabishi says, nonchalant but not aloof. I answer, and together with the Sasaki twins, we head to the classroom. Yesterday. The kiss meant to show I had accepted her. It must have been shocking for her to be rejected. Even so.
ちょっといたずらするのやめなさい。
So is a small Pino. She reproaches Ichigo, who keeps playing with her braids, as they bounce off her back with each step forward.
ついつい動いているのを見つけるとどうもね。動いているものに反応するなんて猫じゃないんだから。猫は八重垣ちゃんのお箱ですよ。奪ってはダメ。
Oh, that's so cute. The interaction with the Sasakis is not forced, and there is no change in her attitude toward me. And the relationship between Rika and Mairi, which I tried to talk to her about yesterday. Everyone has started noticing the weakening relationship between the two, who are both such central figures to the class. But they seem to think it's just Mairi being polite because of the relationship between Rika and me. What happened in the classroom at twilight, what I said, still hasn't changed anything. That nothing has changed means it hasn't gotten worse, which is good, but...
このままでいいわけがないし。ねえ、スオ。
I flinch in surprise as someone suddenly calls my name. Ichigo laughs at my obviously startled reaction and Ringo Sorry, I read your reply and the word comes out of my mouth is clowns. Instead of looks. This is my brain on little sleep, yeah. Right. And Ichigo looks at me with suspicion. So, nothing has changed, clown music. Yeah, something like that.
何かしら。今日の放課後の合唱部の練習だけれど、まゆりさんは参加できないらしいの。
My heart thumps faster. Music had stopped, so it's serious enough.
どうして？なんでも美術部の先輩から清掃の順番を変わったらしいの。だから今日の合唱部の練習には参加できないと連絡があったのよ。そう。
Sounds like an excuse. I had thought perhaps a change had started occurring without my realizing it, but it seems my fears are imagined. No, you should be afraid. You should be very, very afraid.
まゆりさんを話す時の態度も変わらなかった。
I let out a small, unnoticeable sigh and forced myself to smile back at her. Practice, same as usual. The only thing that that's changed is the state of my fingers. Though I am concentrating hard on the accompaniment so that my stepmother doesn't appear, the performance is somehow bland. I play all the right notes, but it doesn't seem like a human playing. It seems Komikado has noticed something is off, but since it is not a problem of technique, all she does is furrow her brows and look at me.
ミスはなくなったけれど。
I made no mistakes, but my unease is coming through because of the Cold War happening between my Amitia partners. The instant my mind starts wandering to thoughts of what I should do, the shadow of my stepmother rises up. She appears before me like a ghost, which is better than her peering at me through the keyboard, I guess. But I take in a deep breath and focus back on the keys. Then the loud sound of the cathedral door being flung open makes my stepmother's shadow disappear, and my fingers come to a stop.
主の見前で想像し、失礼ですよ。
The upperclassman who has come rushing in flinches at Komikado's unusually sharp admonishment, as though she has been struck by lightning. Like an emissary carrying an important message, she rushes to Komikado's side and whispers something in her ear. I am so scared.
何かこれはどうしたのかしら。
Rika whispers, apparently having the same bad feeling about this as I am. Sorry. We're all having a bad feeling in our stomachs right now. The cathedral, draped in red sunlight like the classroom yesterday, is completely silent as we watch Komikado whispering. It is like a scene from a fresco painting, I think, but it abruptly dissolves as they finish up, and the upperclassman she was whispering with leaves. The scene changes to a portrait of Komikado thinking to herself with her hand on her chin.
どうされたのですか?
When Rika, unable to stand the silence, speaks, the ice breaks and I feel as though the whole room has breathed a sigh.
急いで。けど、コミカド部長？スオさん。
Yes, I answer automatically upon hearing my name.
私と一緒に来てもらえるかしら?
She says. He's been dead for a long time and didn't even know it. What a line. The sight of her in the nurse's office is ghastly. Oh no, what happened? To make matters worse, the white of the nurse's office burns red in the sunset, painting the girl lying in bed the color of blood. No, what I thought was blood only looks like blood because her shoes, which were removed when she was put in the bed, appear to be covered in blood. That is why I imagined the worst case scenario. Komikado, who had heard the story beforehand, must be thinking the same thing. No, her face is paler than mine as she looks at the figure lying in bed, her head wrapped in bandages. Komikado murmurs her name and then steps towards her. As we draw nearer, I realize the red on her boots and staining the floor is not blood but red clay. I can tell when Komikado steps on it. I hear her whisper in a shaky voice as though she is about to cry at any moment. She whispers and, thinking back on Yatsushiro's condition, I assure her that there is no need to worry.
頭の怪我だから大げさに見えるだけよ。あの八代先輩だもの。すぐにケロッとした顔で戻ってくるわよ。
Erika nods, her tense expression unchanged despite my joking words.
でも、頭の怪我なんて転んでしまったのかしら。何か取ろうとして高いところに登ってとかも考えられるけど。
Yatsushiro is so agile. For her to make such a mistake, it's hard to imagine.
それじゃあどうして？
That is why I'm assailed by this pressing feeling of doubt. Yes, doubt, please.
学院での治療でなく町に降りて見てもらうなんてひどいように思えるけど。さっきも言ったけど頭の怪我だから大事をとってたと思う。きっと大丈夫よ。そうね。
Contrary to my comforting words, I feel a sense of apprehension.
事故に決まっているけど。
I gaze at the scarlet campus and repress the burning apprehension inside me. The reason for my apprehension soon becomes apparent. The day after Yatsushiro is taken to the hospital, in the classroom before morning prayers, the class seems agitated and distracted. Oh, hey, Yaya! Hi, hi. そうちゃん、そうちゃん大変
なんだよ。どうしたの？なんだかおかしな雰囲気だけど。さっき先生たちがたくさん来てユリを連れて行っちゃったんだ。
Took. In my mind's eye, I can see Mayuri's pained face from last night when we told her about Yatsushiro's injury. Don't tell me. Is it to do with Yatsushiro-senpai? Is she going to quit? Is it related, I would say? Yes, that's the choice. Yatsushiro's serious injury from yesterday instantly comes to mind.
いや、そんな。
Though this thought comes to me like a bad joke, I shake it off. Even if it's a joke, it's not one I can laugh at.
あゆりさんが八代先輩の事故と関係しているなんて。やっぱり知っているんだ。
The way she says it puts me at a loss for words.
昨日の八代先輩の事故、実は事故じゃないかもしれないって話なのです。嘘。なんでも学院のエントランス前で倒れていた八代先輩の言葉から事故ではないと分かったらしくて。
Not an accident. And Mayuri is the suspect? Ringo is squeezing my hand tightly for some reason, and she's speaking very quickly about something. I just stare vacantly at her face. Her voice sounds like music being played far away, and I feel a fog sweep over me. I am stressed. We're here to report, the twins say in unison. The report, yes, the report to help save her, to clear up this misunderstanding. This morning. The reason the teachers came to take Mayuri away turned out to be as the twins had guessed. She's been suspected as Yuzurika Yatsuchiro's assailant. Because witnesses who saw the teachers take Mayuri away ran their mouths, the entire school knew about it before class even finished. The victim has many fans, so people are turning against her, but maybe because the students here are rational and don't like to speculate, no one is so rude as to ask about it directly. However, light-hearted music over this stressful moment. It doesn't really fit here.
ごめんなさい、平気よ。でも悪いわね。佐々木さんたちに情報を聞き出してくるようなことを頼んで。それは別に、まゆりさんとアミティエのスオちゃんが話を聞きに行ったら。
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong at all. Good, I wanna know too. Spill it.
そうそう、じっと待っている方が辛いってこともあるし。だから顔色悪かったの？
I tell the two who are genuinely worried about me that I am fine and thank them. Ichigo smiles brightly and says no problem, then scratches the tip of her nose.
最近ユリとあんまり仲良くなさそうに見えていたから心配だったけどさ。こういうことになってスオちゃんが疑惑を晴らそうって私たちに言ってくれたこと、実は少し嬉しかったんだよね。やっぱりスオちゃんとまゆりさん、りっちゃんさんは3人仲良くしないとダメだと思う。そうだね、本当にそう。
Warmth floods my chest at the knowledge that they've been watching us.
りっちゃんさんはどうしているの？まゆりさんを心配していないわけがないわ。でも彼女は聖母役に選ばれていたでしょ。だから合唱部の2階屋の会との折衝に回ってくれているのよ。
I don't want to be mean, but one could say she had a motive there.
そっか、付き合い始めだからよそよそしくなっただけで3人の仲は変わっていないんだね。
Although the question trips me slightly, I nod.
でもリッカさんがまゆりさんのために動いてくれるなんて。
She went out of her way to prevent the rumors from developing into bullying without me even having to ask. I was pleasantly surprised with how she talked with the students and asked them to look out for Mayuri. She knows the three of us are Amitia partners after all.
それでボス、聞き込みしてきた話なんだけど、聞きますかい？なぜ日産族風？
I like that. She says that she thought she was talking like a detective, to which Ringo and I shake our hands.
それじゃどこから話したらいい？疑惑を晴らそうって言っても噂話を集めただけだし、大体のところはスオちゃんも知っているわけだしね。そうね、大まかな流れは知っているけれど細かな機微も知りたいから、まずはなぜまゆりさんが疑われることになったのか話してくれる？
At this question, Ichigo taps her temple. What am I reading? And begins with, here's how it all started.
ユリが疑われることになったのは、エントランス前で倒れていた八代先輩を見つけた上級生がある言葉を聞いたからなんだ。気を失う前に上級生へ言ったダイイングメッセージは桜がという言葉。
Okay.
いや、ダイイングって八代先輩は亡くなってないですよ。
I...
犯人を教えるための の言葉って意味じゃないの？まあいいや。とにかく意味深なことを言って倒れた八代先輩を保健室に運び治療を受ける段になって、これは事故ではないとなった。
Up to this point, it is not much different from the rumors spreading around campus, including Yatsushiro saying Sakura.
事故ではない理由として、頭の怪我が細長い棒、角材のようなもので横なぎに殴られた跡があったから。これは保健室の先生に聞いたから間違いない。養護教諭とは仲良くなかったから聞き出せなかったんだよね。これは体の弱いリンゴのお手柄だね。
She tells Ringo, who is bursting with pride, that this was very useful information.
頭へ横なぎに。それは前頭部？後頭部かしら？後ろの真ん中らへんだって言っていた。
If it's in the back of her head towards the center, how is it on the side of her head? What? I know I'm tired, but how does this compute? Then she wasn't hit from the side, she was hit from the back. Okay. I see, I nod. If that is true, it is highly unlikely that Yatsushiro would have seen her assailant.
そこから一気に事件だって流れになった。気を失ったままの八代先輩を町の病院へ送ってから後、上級生が聞いた「桜が」という声から犯人探しが始まった。で、分かりやすくというよりも当たり前だけど、桜の名前、名字を持つ生徒を呼び出し、教師陣は話を聞いたってわけ。呼び出された生徒、人数はわかる？1年生、私たちのクラスだけど、桜の読みが入った生徒はいない。でも上級生にはいたですよ。2年生は1人、3年生は2人、計3人。2年生は桜涼さん、3年生は高橋桜子さんと桜木理央先輩。
One second year, two third years. Okay. I got confused in all the numerals. Yes, that's what I assumed as well, Moth-chan. But they said it was on the back of her head towards the center. So then it's not to the side, but okay, it's fine. Likely she did not see who did it. Okay. That's enough as working information. I opened my notebook and write down the names.
それで怪我をした時間、怪我の具合、これは保健の先生が血の乾き具合から判断したらしい。
Really?
そこから放課後の17時から18時の間となった。そこでアリバイの証明となったわけ。このアリバイって言葉言ってみたかったんだよね。で、3人とも八代先輩が襲われた時刻には鉄壁のアリバイがあったわけ。桜涼さんは天文部の出し物の用意で部室にいたのを全員が証明したし、高橋桜子さんもクラスの出し物を手伝って登場。桜木理央先輩に至ってはうちの料理部の先輩で、やっぱりその時間は部室にいたって証明されたんだよね。
It was impossible that any of them could have attacked Yatsushiro. If Sakura had nothing to do with the assailant's name...
桜という言葉が名前でないとしたら、と教師陣は考えた。次に思い浮かべたのは場所ですよ。これがユリにはまずかったんだよね。
I still don't understand how it connects to Mairi, but okay.
桜と聞いたら場所を連想するのは仕方ないわ。この学院には 見事な桜並木があるし。
The place where I first met Mighty.
たまたま美術部の先輩から桜並木の清掃を頼まれていたまゆりさんは注目されることになった。
Oh, I missed the line from Bea. They updated the autopsy report. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, so she was cleaning there. Okay, I see. I was afraid it was gonna be like a crazy thing. Oh, she usually hangs around the cherry trees, so... Okay, so she was cleaning there.
つまり八代先輩が言った桜がは桜並木で襲われたという言葉を言おうとしていたと曲解されたのです。
That's not really making much sense. Why would someone who is hurt speak about the place they were hurt in? If she was attacked under the cherry trees, how did she get to the other place where she was at? And why was she talking about the place instead of like the person or something? I don't know, it's weird. It may be roundabout, but that's where it leads. If it was not the name, it is likely the place. However,
これもアミティエが絡んでいなければだけど、ユリが疑われる原因となったのはアリバイを証明してくれる人がいなかったこと。桜並木の清掃の際、誰も通らなかった。いや、17時過ぎ。正確な時間は曖昧だけど、そこを通りかかったダリア先生が見かけたらしいけど、それも一瞬だけ。証明にはならない。とりあえず放課後仕入れてきたのはこれくらいだけど、何か分かった？
don't think about it. Okay.
新しい情報は
It just feels weird and
頭の傷が
artificial.
角材のようなもので後頭部を殴打されたこと。桜の読みを持つ3名の上級生。バスキア教諭が17時から18時の間に一度まゆりさんを見かけていることかな。抜き出してみると何かとっかかりになるものが入っている気がするね。え、どれが？それはわからないけど。
I don't know either. Ichigo puts her hands behind her head and teasingly asks her sister, "What the heck?" while I think hard about a way to clear Mayuri of suspicion.
八代先輩を襲った犯人を見つける。
No. If our goal is to clear Mayuri's name, we don't need to find the suspect. We just need evidence that it could not have been Mayuri.
この切り口から何かできないかしら。
Ichigo offers her opinion on what would be the easiest option.
八代先輩が目を覚まして言ってくれれば早いんだよね。誰々が犯人だって。それはそうだけど、頭の怪我だし、しばらくは入院するんじゃないかなと思う。
Thinking music, yep.
さすがに何週間という話じゃないだろうけど。
Although right now most students are being rational and would not say anything hurtful to her face, if we wait too long, the winds might change.
ただでさえ聖母役として異例の抜擢と注目されていた。
The situation right now is a bed of nails.
これからどうしやす？何かいい案は浮かびやしたか、親分。山賊風続けるんだ。
I like it, she should keep it up.
とにかく一度現場だと言われている桜並木の場所へ行ってみようと思う。現場100遍だね。
Dry Gulch?
変わった言葉は知っているんだよね。
That would be quite something. I smile at Ringo's words, then tell them I want to look for traces of blood by the cherry trees. But look, I'm still confused by the thing that was said earlier, that she had clay on her shoes. Was it clay or was it blood in the end? Because then, like, I feel like that should be a hint. Clay.
ちょっとした怪我でも血が大量に出るわ。もし本当に桜並木で襲われたなら血の跡があるはずよ。
We would also expect her to have like petals stuck to her, and especially to her shoes if they have clay on it or something sticky. Or I don't understand. Okay. Alright, let's see. The twins nod and I bow my head to them in gratitude for their help.
だからそんな必要ないって。好きで手伝ってるんだからさ。友達なら当然。
My eyes blur at the Sasaki's words, and I thank them. Then we head to the cherry trees to clear Mayuri's name. There it is, right here. Proof in this line. We're friends. She made friends without having to be forced into an amitié system with them. She's capable to do that too. Come on. Yeah. Let's see. What's happening there? We didn't find anything, murmurs Ichigo as she washes my arm. You know what's fun about your your chat go line, Chidarin, is that it can apply to both of them. I answer Ichigo, who, perhaps wanting to look after me, had declared she would wash me and is washing my arm for me.
でも見つからないっていうのが逆におかしくない？頭の怪我は少しの怪我でも血が出るって本当でしょ？
I don't know where this is coming from. Bleed a lot? A slight injury? Not really, but I don't know what kind of injury she had.
だったら桜並木からエントランス付近までの間に血の跡がない方がおかしいよ。
She's right, I think. If she was injured to the point of losing consciousness, there should have been lots of blood. Okay, if you say so.
実は伝え忘れていたことがあったのです。
Ringo was finished washing her hair and comes over to me. She deliberately lathers up some soap, then takes my free arm and starts washing it. Aww. Now she's being washed from both sides.
保健の先生から聞いていたことだけど話し忘れていたのですよ。八代先輩はエントランスで倒れていた時スポーツタオルを持っていてそれで頭を押さえていたって。だからなんだそれじゃあ血が滴っていなくてもおかしくないじゃん。ごめん。
Ringo droops when reproached by her sister. I comfort her as she continues washing my arm, telling her it's fine since it was not just blood I was looking for.
どういうこと？私が小見門先輩に連れられて保健室に行った際、目を引くものがあったの。八代先輩が寝かされていたベッドの下に置いてあった靴と、その周辺が土で汚れていた。だから、靴についていた土と桜並木での土が一致するか調べていたわけか。でも、それってまずい具合だよね。
When Ringo asks why, she just repeats that it's a predicament.
この学院って敷地内は基本的に芝生か石畳が敷き詰められているよね。靴底に土がついてたってことは襲われた場所は土がむき出しのところだったってことでしょ。桜並木の場所は芝生で覆われていないし余計に怪しく思われるんじゃないかな。靴についていた土のことは黙っていた方が賢明だね。そうね。
The situation is not going in Mayuri's favor. The Sasakis who believe in Mayuri's innocence grow quiet and stop washing me. Ichigo, who's now in low spirits, judges that they are done washing me and proceeds to rinse me off with the shower. As I sit there in silence, Ringo murmurs, but...
状況証拠だけ見るとまゆりさんが怪しいのは確かだけど、やっぱりまゆりさんが犯人だっていうのはおかしいと思う。どうして？だって動機がないもの。普通人を殴るなんてよほどのことがない限りしないことですよ。まゆりさんと八代先輩の間に暴行事件になるような動機があったとは思えない。
I thought the same thing.
まあ部も違うしクラス委員長でもないから頻繁に顔を合わせる間柄でもないしね。喧嘩するようなほどの関係でもないか。
For feelings towards someone to turn to hate requires a close, intimate relationship to start with. Quarrels and violence don't happen between mere acquaintances.
肩がぶつかったぶつからないで殴り合いをするほど子供でもないし。
I laugh as I imagine Yatsushiro and Mairi improbably as mafia thugs. What?
ほら、スオちゃんが笑うほどありえない話なんだよ。そうか。だよね。私たちはユリを信じてあげなくちゃ。
As I smile at the twins, burning with passion, I hit upon the possibility of a motive that would push Mairi to hurt Yatsushiro.
まゆりさんは絶対に漏らしたくない秘密がある。
If Yatsushiro somehow knew about Mayuri's sexuality and was going to tell people, she doesn't strike me like that kind of person. It is not impossible.
そんなことはないよね、まゆりさん。
Yeah, definitely. I have no feeling of doubt that she could have done this in any capacity. No. So like I'm meaning that I don't doubt her. I don't believe she could have done it. I see motives in other places, but I don't want to speak too soon. I murmur as if to spit out something bitter, as I watch droplets from my hair fall onto the towel. I am full of regret. This is not a good start. As Rika had once said, she is intelligent and thoughtful, yet aloof. She has a strong personality and wouldn't let herself be hurt by anyone. That is why, without her even asking, all I'd wanted to do was clear up the misunderstandings surrounding her as soon as possible. But I now realize that she, Mayuri Kosaka, is no different from us. She's just a girl. Okay, that's fair, but where is this going?
来てくれたんだ。
Oh. I can tell how weary she is just from her voice. My footsteps are faint, quickly swallowed by the darkness. Her shape detaches itself from the shadows, and her expression tells me she's going to say exactly what I predicted.
二人とも呼び出してすまない。でも部屋で明日の予習の合間にって話でもなかったからね。
Then, for some reason, she smiles softly.
私は聖母役を辞退しようと思っているんだ。
She announces.
何を言っているの？もう決まったことじゃない。
Rika says resolutely, but there's a quiver to her voice. Rika and I had not been treating her as a girl our own age. We treated her as a transcendental untouchable. As transcendental untouchable. That is why we are unable to be ourselves in front of her now in her weakened state. Oh, it's decided, is it? She mutters, the corners of her mouth contorting.
確かに私は聖母役の大役を受けた。だが今はあの時とは状況が違う。
私は神に仕える順法者ではなく、裏切り者のユダに等しい。
八代先輩を襲った犯人だと疑われているから。
疑われている？ずいぶん優しいことを言ってくれるね。私はとっくに犯人だと思われているものだと捉えていたのに。
Rika is rendered speechless by these unexpectedly self-deprecating words, and looks at Mairi with pity in her eyes.
私はね、リッカ。君に恨まれているんじゃないかって思っているんだ。君も望んでいただろう聖母役を私が奪ってしまったんだからね。
そんなこと
ないか？私にはそう思えなかった。
Yeah,
私を見るリッカの目は恨みがましいものに見えていたんだよ。
Perhaps Rika can't refute what Mairi says as she looks down at the ground, her eyes filled with a jumble of emotions.
それだ。君をそうさせてしまうことが辛いんだ。
She's holding back a torrent of emotions which is on the verge of bursting out of her. She looks to Rika and then to me.
スオさんには以前語ったことがあるけれど、少し昔語りを聞いてくれるかな。
With that, she begins talking about her past, a story she's already told to me.
両親が離婚して自暴自棄になった私へと、父は家政婦を雇い入れた。あの頃、
Oh, sorry. I thought she was done. Mairi tells the story of the courageous nanny who raised her. Yes, the conclusion of the story is...
以前と同じように振る舞えるようになれた頃には、私はその人を好きになっていたんだ。
Mairi's earnest voice as she lays bare the past she'd been trying to hide pulls Rika's gaze from the floor. She looks into Mairi's eyes as she awaits her next words.
私が好きな相手というのはね、女性だ。君とよく似たね。どうだい？救えない話だろ。
How must it feel now to have this person decide to be vulnerable and open up in front of you with this thing that you had overheard and then decided that you would use it as blackmailing fuel to get your way? Against her knowledge, of course. Yeah. How must it feel? Seeing her trying to find the words to say, Mairi smiles cynically.
私はリッカ、君に好きだったあの人の面影を見ていたんだ。学院に入り、思いは捨て去ったと思っていたけれど、君と仲良くなればなるほどあの人と同一視してしまった。だから他の旧友が君と仲良くしているのを見て嫉妬したこともある。
I recall the conversation I'd overheard between her and Rika in the bath.
あの時の言葉の真意は。
そうさ、嫉妬だ。スオさんと交際すると聞いて胸をかきむしられるほどに苦しみ、そして聖母役を奪ったことで憎悪の目を向けられた。私はもう耐えられないんだ。だからもう降りても聖母なんてものを演じなくてもいいだろう。
She moves forward imploringly, walking toward Rika on unsteady legs. She looks like an infant taking its first step toward her mother, and also like a ghost. Rika takes a step back, feeling the pressure as Mairi draws near. Her refusal to accept her is obvious in her posture. Mary stops dead in her tracks, her expression sorrowful as a wolf howling at the moon.
そうか。そうだな。
このままじゃ。
自分でも受け入れられないんだ。そんな私を受け入れてもらおうなんておこがましい。
まゆりさんは私のようになってしまう。
Her resigned expression says she has given up on everything. She has nothing left.
私が憧れた人に。
すまなかった。もう。
待って。
Enduring the feeling that the lid is about to come off the container I'd forced my memories of my stepmother into, I call out to stop Mairi as she turns away. Yeah, she is precious. As if noticing my presence for the first time, she mutters an apology.
二度もつまらない話を聞かせてしまった。君には関係のないことなのにね。
I don't want her to end up like me.
関係ないことなんてない。
何を？
私たちはアミティ。いえ、そんな綺麗事はやめましょう。私はまゆりさんに憧れていた。私はあなたになりたかった。だからそんな顔をしているあなたは認められない。
Weighed down by the pain of my childhood memories, with a feeling akin to despair, I start to speak.
まゆりさんは自分の過去を吐露し、受け入れられないと言っていたけれど、私にとってあなたの過去は自分と似ているの。だから拒絶なんてしないわ。したいとも思わない。
似ている？口から出まかせを言わないでくれ。
温室でまゆりさんは私の言葉を聞いたでしょ。温室で何を？
Sorry, Rika, you're out of the loop for this one. Mairi saw and heard me begging my stepmother for forgiveness. She opens her mouth but closes it again as if biting the air.
私もね、まゆりさん。片親で育てられているの。5歳の時に母と死別し、そして7歳の時、父は母と再婚した。連れ子である兄と一緒に白羽の家のものになったわ。そう、母に私はピアノを習ったのよ。音楽家だったっていうお母さん。
When I look over at the piano in the cathedral, my stepmother is there sneering at me.
1年ほどは仲睦まじく、とは言えなくとも平凡な家庭として過ごしたわ。でも私がピアノを習い始めたことで崩れていったの。兄と私は母に師事しピアノを習った。兄の方が演奏歴は長かったのだけど、私は要領が良かったのね。父も喜んだし、私も誇らしかった。でも母は違ったのよ。
I stop to take a breath, look away from my sneering stepmother, and smile at Rika, who is looking on with frightened eyes.
私が上手に弾きこなせばこなすほど指導は厳しくなった。でもそれは上手になってほしいという教えだったのでしょ？
I force a smile and Rika goes silent. Perhaps she's figured out the answer. The only one sneering at me is the shadow standing just behind her.
都合3年、ピアノの指導は続いた。ようやく父が異変に気づいた時には、私はもう。でも。
Her eyes, which have seen my body in the bath, glimmer with suspicion. But Mairi, who had seen me in the greenhouse, her lips move slightly, forming the words, "Her wounds are on my heart." Her wounds are on her heart.
肉体的なものではないわ。心が病んでしまったのよ。母がいなくなって数年経つけれど、今もピアノの前に立つと私はあの人の影を見てしまう。おしんを覚えるほどに。だからあの時ピアノから逃げて。
She looks at me aghast. She must be remembering that first time we visited the choir club.
どうしようもなく母の影を感じてしまうと、ピアノの前に立つとあの時の指導を思い出してしまう。こらえきれない嫌悪感があふれ、おしんがこみ上げてきてしまうの。
No, it's okay. We're fine. Rika looks terrified. Mairi, in contrast, is staring at me as though she's finally understood something.
私が絶対に漏らしたくなかった秘密は、泣いていた過去の自分。そんな嘘。
スオさん。
You and I have the same wounds, I think I hear her whisper, her lips trembling slightly. After confessing this thing that I not only didn't want to, but couldn't tell anyone, I feel a strange excitement followed by a sense of relief. Relief that I've been able to admit it.
ねえ、まゆりさん、リッカ、あなたたちは私を受け入れてくれるかしら。
I don't know why, but my lips turned into a smile. Mairi's sorrowful expression remains unchanged, and Rika closes her eyes and staggers backward, as though unable to bear it anymore. Yes, I had expected this. Pity from Mairi, who bears the same wounds. And respectable Rika. She probably can't accept me.
自分が抱えている傷を知られるのが怖い。
It scares me even more now that we're not just Amitia partners, but real friends. Rika with her eyes and mouth shut. Even after I told her I wanted to break off the relationship, that she continued to think of me fondly made me happy. But...
すまない。私の告白がスオさんを追い詰めてしまったんだね。
ええ。まゆりさんがここで告白していなかったのなら、私は自分の抱える傷を誰にも言わず、ずっとしまい込んでいたと思う。
Mairi goes as silent as Rika at my words. She makes a sad face and I smile at her.
でもね、私が自分のことを告白したのは、まゆりさんを擁護するためではないの。私自身のエゴのためなの。さっきも話したけれど、まゆりさんは私の憧れ。ああなりたいと思う姿そのものだった。
私なんて。
うんうん。過去を抱えながら、しっかりとした子を持ち、みんなから慕われている。余計に憧れるし、すごいことだわ。私はね、まゆりさん。あなたが今ここで全てを失っては、諦めてしまったら、あなたを目指していた私も終わってしまう。
Perhaps because of my intentional cheeriness, her sorrowful expression slowly crumbles and she smiles fleetingly.
私を立ち直らせるのは自分のためか。
そう。だから、聖母役を降りるなんて言わないで。私が目指せるあなたでいてほしいの。
I feel that it is better to push my ego forward than to offer clumsy sympathy. However, Mairi's faint smile remains. Even if I would do it, the people at the academy wouldn't allow it, she mutters.
だから、私たちで八代先輩を襲った犯人を見つけるの。
私たち。
それは
That includes me, Rika says, who is watching us uneasily, and I nod.
アミティエが三人制なのはきっと一人がつまずいた時支えてあげるためのものだと思うの。一人よりも二人で支えた方が倒れずに立ち上がれるでしょ。
Mayuri smiles at my words and Rika blinks. Then, her tense expression softening, Rika says that she has told everyone in class. Mayuri steps forward, takes my hand, and turns that smile I've yearned for. The one like spring sunshine on me. She looks into my eyes and my tear ducts start to prickle hotly. Well, that is a sentence.
ありがとう。
I don't know why I'm about to cry, but I bow my head slightly and I feel the warmth from her body.
とうとう
You're in the same badger hole as me, Yaegaki laughs as she narrows her cat eyes.
誤解を解くには仕方がないわ。それに八代先輩のためでもあるのだもの。
No. No, I'm not one for violence. They'll understand if you break the rules a little, I say.
たくましくなったもんだな。
With her mean cat-like smile on her face, she looks to Mairi Kosaka and Rika Hanabishi, and then spins her wheels around. My Amitia partners are looking guilty as they follow after her. The squeaks of her wheelchair sound just like a bat. We advance nervously up the slope to the top floor, worrying that we'll be spotted by a guard or other member of staff. The reason why we, who should be in class since it is a weekday afternoon, are sneaking stealthily down the dorm hallway is because it is critical to find Yuzuriha Yatsushiro's assailant, as we had declared we would yesterday. According to information from a classmate, Yatsushiro was hit on the back of the head with a long, square instrument. Sakura was the last word she spoke before she passed out, and there were 3 older students with Sakura in their names. Then, there were suspicions about the place it happened. When Mayuri was cleaning around the cherry trees, Sister Basket saw her between 5 and 6. Finally, there was the red dirt on the shoes I'd seen in the nurse's office. I shared all this information with my Amitia partners, and the conclusion we'd arrived at from all this intelligence was...
本当に大丈夫なのよね。何がだい、委員長。八代先輩の部屋のことよ。八代ゆずりはの部屋に忍び込むための算段だろ。大丈夫だって。ちゃんと部屋の鍵は。
She stops and pulls out an old key she's been sitting on, holding it up for us all to see.
こうして失敬してきたからさ。
Right. After we put our heads together, we arrived at the question of whether or not Yuzuriha Yatsushiro had any enemies. She'd been hit on the back of the head with a long rectangular object, so she must have been attacked by someone. If it wasn't Mairi, that must mean there is some other culprit who hurt Yatsushiro.
今日同室のアミティエが風邪で休みとかいうオチはないよね。
それも下調べ済みだって。部屋に誰かいるなら打ち合わせ通り寮で落ち合った時に初めに話してるっての。
Yatsushiro is popular and well liked. However, people who are popular are also resented by others. As we discussed before, violence doesn't breed without the fertile ground of a close relationship, but with someone as popular as Yatsushiro, it's possible that the intimate feelings were one-sided.
とにかくさっさと行こうぜ。この時間、寮館はバスキア教諭の趣味に付き合っている時間だからな。
ダリア先生の趣味って？
自分と同じ名前の花を育てているんだよ。ダリアさ。笑えるだろ。ほら 温室のリンゴの木のそばにあるやつだよ。
Unlike the other plants, they are growing neatly in a flower bed. Are there others? Mary says in a surprised voice.
確か農場のそばにもあったような気が。
へえ、それは知らないけどさ。何でも賞を取るんだとかなんとか言っていたな。領館も花好きだから、この時間は水やりだかに行ってるって話さ。
If that's the case, you probably shouldn't be back before we finish searching the room.
ねえ、おしゃべりはそれくらいにして早く行きましょう。私、なんだか落ち着かないわ。
Rika rushes us and we hurry off to Yatsushiro's room.
おい、本を落とすなって。置いてあった場所をちゃんと記憶しておけよ。順番間違えて気づかれるとかバカがやることだからな。
Rika nods meekly at Yaigaki's veteran words and puts the book back where she'd found it. The layout of the room and the placement of her belongings isn't that different from that of us first years. The only major differences seem to be the books they're reading and the smell of the room.
脅迫状とかがあれば話は早いんだけどね。
そんな足がつくような間抜けはいないと思うぜ。な、血迷って殴りに来るくらいだから、バカな真似をしててもおかしくないか。
Mary gives an ambivalent smile at Yaigaki, who's chuckling. Rika, who is searching the clothes in the chest of drawers, admonishes the two of them.
遊んでないで早く探して。授業が終わる10分前にはここから退散しなくちゃいけないんだからね。
I see Yaigaki stick out her tongue in my peripheral vision. I've been searching the desk, and when I check my watch, I feel the same sense of urgency.
私たちは保健室で寝ていることになっているのだものね。
We'd lied to Sister Basket and skipped class. Of course we did. We must finish our search before class ends.
部屋にないってことは病院に持って行ったのかしら。何かめぼしいものはあった？今のところはないわね。まゆりさんじゃないけど日記でもつけていてくれればいいのだけど。ああ、そうね。日記か。
Rika turns her eyes to the notebooks on the desk and frowns guiltily at them.
手伝ってくれているだけで奇跡だものね。
That Rika, who is a stickler for rules and order, had volunteered to sneak into Yatsushiro's room.
おい、話聞いてなかったのかよ。ごめんなさい。
I rush to pick up the magazine I've dropped, then
これって。
I look at the soccer magazine. Oh no. Saka. That sounds like Sakura, doesn't it? If you say it like badly under the effect of having been hit in the back of the head. Okay, I look at the soccer magazine, an unusual thing for a girl to have. Then remember what Ichigo said before.
八代先輩、サッカーにハマっているって言っていたわよね。え？あ、ごめん、聞いてなかったわ。何？
I ask Rika if she remembers the conversation we had with Ichigo.
ええ、確かそんなことを話していたわね。それが何か関係があるの？いえ。
I feel a nagging sense of impatience. There's something. The answer is right on the tip of my tongue. Right, I should go back to the question at the beginning of all this. Based on my experience, first of all, is this an incident or an accident? Yatsushiro-senpai was attacked by someone, Yatsushiro-senpai had an accident. Maybe it's an accident. Oh yeah, that's the option. Yeah. She was attacked by soccer. Yeah, now that I think of the soccer thing, If she was interested in that and was pursuing something related to that, but then why was she passed out in front of the entrance anyway? I don't know. This is the option. Let's go for that. Right, we wouldn't get anywhere without settling that. Next, I should consider the location. The red dirt on her shoes. I can deduce it from there. Where did Yuzuriha Yatsushiro get injured? Is there like a field there to play on? At the gazebo. On the forest path with the lamps. In the greenhouse by the cherry trees. I don't know. The cherry trees, I don't think it's an option. I don't think it's that. In the greenhouse, on the forest path with the lamps, at the gazebo, I don't know exactly what would make any of these different. Only that if she were pursuing something related to soccer, likely it wouldn't be in the greenhouse, but... Oh, it is in the greenhouse. Okay, then great. Okay, then maybe that's not the line to go down on. Okay, so it is in the greenhouse. Okay. And finally, the meaning of the word she spoke. Sakura, what does it mean? She got injured when cutting the cherry trees. She left a clue to who the culprit is by the cherry trees. Sakura is not the name but the nickname. Sakura is code for a different word. I think this is the closest one, right? Yes, Sakura is code for a different word.
手がかりが見つかったの？
ん？どれ？はあ？ただのサッカー雑誌じゃんか。もしかしてバイシクルシュート失敗して頭を打ったとか言うんじゃないだろうな。それだわって顔されてもな。こっちはこっちでなんか集中しているし。
I can hear their exchange, but it does not register. That feeling of impatience, of something on the tip of my tongue.
いちごさんと話していた時、サッカー談義で何を話していたっけ？え？ああ、確かいちごさんがクラスみんなを集めてやってみようって。は？なんだ？クラス内でいじめ発生ですか？
茶化さないの。
そうじゃなくて他に何か。
I praise her impatiently and Rika says there was something about a horse. Oh! Yeah, that we remember. The moment she says it, the lid on my memories is flung wide open.
そうだ、専門用語だわ。サッカーのプレー中に接触プレーで内ももに蹴りが入ってしまうことをももカンだって話していた。
Ah! Momo. Okay. That's Peach, isn't it?
そうだわ。確かその後、飲食店であの虫が出た時、5番入りましたって言うのよ、とか話したわよね。なんだそりゃ。トリビアを思い出せなかったってだけ。
This is all over the place. What even is the story here? That's dumb, Yagaki says. As she puts her hands behind her head and turns to look out the window. そう、喉から出てこなかった言葉。そして。The knowledge of gardening my grandfather taught me before. I put the fallen magazine back where it was and, like Yagaki, gaze out the window in the direction of the row of cherry trees.
八代先輩が言った言葉の謎が分かったわ。本当に？ええ。あとは靴に残った土の謎だけ。それが分かれば襲った犯人も分かる。
My meeting partners let out a gasp of surprise, and then I asked them to help me in the final step. Together we set out to solve the mystery of the red dirt. Like, if it's red, that's such a specific color. Like, it makes me think of those playing fields that might have like a little bit of like not dirt. I don't know what the word is for it is in English. But it's like I have the picture of this, something like that in my head. Well, anyway, I don't know. Everything is all over the place. I can't piece this together. Okay, after class. We haven't had the tea party in a while, and the entire class is here, including Erika Yaegaki, who barely ever joins. Barely ever joins. I have this feeling that whenever we were talking or having a scene at the tea party, she was there. Like, she barely joins. It seems she joins very often. I associate red dirt with Brazil. Aww. I see. Then a clear voice calls out to us. Perhaps she doesn't understand the objective of this tea party, but the tension in the air eases as Sister Basket clasps her hands before her chest in greeting. Everyone bows their heads back in greeting, then...
全員集まったようね。久しぶりのお茶会だけど、今日はこれから。
私たちの出し物に付き合ってもらう。
Mairi, who'd remained hidden until now, appears, and noise returns to the silent scene.
出し物というのは？
私が出てきたことで察してくれたとは思いますが、八代ゆずりは先輩の件ですよ。を出した犯人が私だと目されている事件です。
The chattering grows louder, and Sister Basket folds her arms in front of her chest as though holding her abundant bosom. Okay.
そんなこと誰も思ってはいません。
ありがとうございます。でもそれはダリア先生だけですよ。ここにいるみんなは私を犯人だと思っている。いや、半々くらいの割合でかな。
No comment. Mary speaks lightheartedly, and our classmates regard her suspiciously, while Sister Dahlia looks at her with pity.
ともかくこのまま誤解を受け続けるのは、アミティエとして許せるものではありません。だからこの場で釈明の機会をいただきたいのです。釈明だなんて、私は疑ってなどいませんし。
Sister Basket's lost voices drowned out by an optimistic voice saying, "Why not?"
面白そうだし、お茶会の余興だと思って聞くのもありなんじゃない？そうそう、出し物だって言っているし。
Now that the Sasakis have agreed to it, the eyes of everyone in the class turn from suspicious to interested. There isn't much in the way of entertainment at the academy. Perhaps they feel there's no harm in listening. After receiving Sister Basket's grudging assent, I step forward to take center stage. With all eyes on me, I summon up my courage and start to speak.
そもそもなぜまゆりさんが疑われることになったのか、そこからこの事件を紐解いてみましょう。
I tell everyone. The day of the incident, Yuzuriha Yatsushiro was discovered collapsed before the entrance. Oh, okay. Right. So, blood and the towel and... Okay, I see now. The one on her head, the sports towel pressed against that wound. The shoes covered in red clay in the nurse's office. Then the word she said, Sakura. How the students with Sakura in their names were interrogated. But since they all had alibis, the next guess was the place, and everyone's attention shifted to the place with the cherry trees. Then the time frame during which Yuzuriha Yatsushiro was attacked. I explained the sequence of events that led to Mairi, who'd been cleaning around the cherry trees between 5 and 6, coming under suspicion.
悪いんだけど、今の話を聞いたら、ユリが怪しいって思うのは普通なんじゃないかな。
Many people agree with Ichigo's assessment of my story so far. Their scrutinizing gazes become even sharper. However,
そうかしら。私は今の話を聞いたとき、 そもそも八代先輩がなぜ桜並木にいたのかや、先輩が持っていたスポーツタオルに不審を抱いたわ。だってそんなものを持って桜並木に行っても仕方ないでしょ。それは確かにそう。
A sprinkling of people agree with Ringo. However, Ichigo raises her voice and claps her hands.
そういえば先輩はサッカーにハマっていたって聞いてるよ。だから邪魔されないように桜並木の場所で練習していたんじゃないかな。それだったらスポーツタオルを持っていたっておかしくないよね。
At Ichigo's words, I set down the cup I'd been taking a sip from. I'm laughing because I'm picturing that tea drinking emote that Bear uses a lot, but with Suo's face on it. It's cute. Okay. Right. When Ichigo, who's coming down from her excitement, sees Rika's expression, she mutters an apology.
確かに八代先輩がサッカーに興味を持っていたというのは本当です。その情報は私も知っていた。以前いちごさんから聞いたことですから。
そうなの？
そういえば話した記憶が。以前いちごさんから話してきたんですよ。みんなで今度やってみようって。その話の中でモモカンという専門用語の話も出て。確かに言ったね。サッカーの用語で接触プレイした時に内ももを蹴ってしまうことだって言っていたわ。
Yeah, that's it, hoots Ichigo. From this jargon, I arrived at a theory, I say to Sister Basket, who is furrowing her brows.
見解？私は八代先輩が言った桜がという言葉を聞いて初めから不可解だと思っていたのです。
それはわからないわ。どうして？
推理小説でないのだから、普通誰かに殴られたのだとしたら見知っていた人物の場合、その犯人の名前を言いますよね。わからなかった場合として犯人の目立つ容姿の特徴、もしくは場所の名前を言うかもしれない。
だから桜並木なのでしょ？
I still don't think the name of the place she was attacked would be the thing to say, but okay. Anyway, I shake my head and tell her she is wrong. Not only Sister Basket, but the entire class is looking at me. I push back the feelings rising within me.
犯人の名前を言えなかった八代先輩が言ったのは場所。これは正しい。でも事件現場となったのは桜並木の場所ではなかったんです。
その場所って？
温室です。
I say decisively and she blinks at me in confusion. My classmates do the same. Sister Basket looks shaken. I tell her about the theory I formed from what I saw in Yatsushiro's room.
以前バスキア教諭へ話したことがありましたが、私は祖父が園芸が好きでよく手伝わされていたんです。
ええ、以前伺ったことがあるわ。温室での鉢植えを手伝ってもらったことがありますものね。でも
What has that got to do with anything? I know she is about to ask. But in order to convince her, I must have her listen a little more to my talk of gardening.
バスキア教諭と同じ花の名前、ダリアをご存知ですよね。先生手ずから選定している。
ええ。
別に責めているとかじゃないんです。ただバスキア教諭に聞きたいことがありまして。先生はダリアの花の品評会には行かれたことがありますか？
Sister Basket makes a face as though she's about to cry, and shakes her head a little. I know about them from magazines, she says.
ダリアという花は変異を起こしやすい植物のため、園芸品種の中でも突出した品種数を誇り、 3万品種以上もあるそうです。だから一般の方が新しくできた品種に被らないよう名前をつけるため変わった名前が多いそうですね。
Alright, that sounds like flower breeding in Animal Crossing.
そのことですか。そうですね。私
So
も
could have solved.
新しい品種を作りたくて育てているんですよ。
So could have solved Umineko faster than Battler did. She solves it very dull. Ah, that's really good. Okay. So what about it? Is it like the earth in which they're grown that's red in like when watering it gets wet and got on her shoes? Why are we talking about the flowers? Why did it happen in the greenhouse? I'm so confused. Sister Basket's expression transforms into a smile, and the rest of the class seems somewhat relieved too. I turn to my classmates to address them.
アルベンヘイゼル、バルバロッサ。変わり種で言いますと、かぐや姫、赤とんぼ、クライスラーなどのお遊びでつけたような品種名もあります。
A wave of giggles ripples through the class. I turn to Sister Basket once again to get to the main point.
さらに混乱させるような名前、ダリアという花がありながら、他の花の名前をつけているものもあるのです。例えば、ダリアでありながら、コスモスや赤バラなど。
Okay.
もしかして白羽さん。
そうです。ダリアの品種では他の花の名前も存在する。
A man-eating
品
plant.
種名で桜の名を持つ品種を知っていますね。
That is. Ah. That's really good.
桜吹雪、桜満月、桜女王。
Yes, and the dahlias the Sister Basket is growing.
桜狩り。
Okay. She murmurs and I exhale. I turn to face the students who still haven't caught on. No, it's impossible to catch on because, okay, even if you're suggesting that she was referring to the sakura that are dahlias actually, and she was in the greenhouse helping take care of them, how did she get hurt?
そう、
I'm still not seeing that.
八代先輩が言った桜がとの言葉は
Okay, sure.
王室にあるダリアの品種。
This is hardly something that we could have put together.
桜狩りの前で事件は起きたというセリフだったのです。だから事件の起きた場所は桜並木ではなく王室のダリアの花々の前。
The ripples of chatter get louder, growing into a clamor. My métier partners beside me are also staring at me in surprise.
忙しくて話す機会がなかったものね。
I'm so grateful that despite that they believed in me and created this opportunity for me to reveal everything.
そうだったんだ。それじゃあスポーツタオルも。
Must be hot in the greenhouse, right?
ええ、おそらく温室での作業中に汗をかいてしまうから、スポーツタオルを持参していたの。頭を怪我した時、ちょうどよく持ってきてたそれで頭を押さえていたのよ。
We're skipping past it.
靴についていた赤土はこれも園芸の知識で、赤土はいいリンゴが育つと祖父から聞いていたの。
Ah, okay, so now we're going for apples. Okay. Great.
ダリアの花壇があったよね。
I see. How did we not see it? We didn't have enough love for flowers and greenhouses and apples, it seems. I nod and smile at Ringo, who is suppressing a giggle at the idea of growing herself on tree. Okay. Sister Basket stares dumbfounded as I continue.
おそらく事件当日の八代先輩の行動は 温室での作業中、リンゴの木の剪定中に足を滑らせ、ダリアの花壇を区切るレンガに頭を打ちつけてしまった。これが傷跡の角材のようなもので横投げに殴られた正体です。出血を認め、保健室へ向かう際に思ったよりも大量の出血だったため、ふらつきエントランス前で倒れ込んでしまった。桜狩りの品種名を言ったのは、助けた上級生が園芸部の生徒だったからです。
Okay.
他にもダリアの別の品種が別の場所の花壇に植えられていますからね。しかし全て言う前に気を失ってしまった。もしくはよく聞き取れていなかったか。
At this explanation of the series of events, Sister Basket finally regains her composure, and after a moment of contemplation, she murmurs, "That's strange."
頭を怪我して。
Yeah, please, thank you.
桜狩りの名前を挙げたの？白羽さんの話が事実なら、犯人の名前を挙げる必要もないけど。
At this point, everyone is taking it like such a given. Yeah, of course, it's normal that she was gonna say that, but like, I don't see it that way. I don't think that would be the first thing to say. I have literally no idea how they thought anyone would figure this out. I have kind of sensed the pattern so far. There is something in every mystery that has to do with flowers and very obscure knowledge of flowers at that. So I have no chance to ever figure it out. But I guess it's interesting to be confused about it and then have it explained. And then things fall into place with the connection related to flowers, which is on theme with the novel, which is nice. It's fine. I guess it's a way to learn new things. Okay, yes, thank you, Dahlia. I've been thinking this the whole time. Why would she name that? The mysteries in the future games are a bit more comprehensible. Okay. You were saying at some point that this was more of them, more like them testing the waters to see what this would be, what this kind of novel could be like, right? So I think it's okay if it's a little rough around the edges here and there. I'm not particularly bothered, but I'm entertained by the leaps that one should have made to come up with the solution to this. It's fine.
場所を言う必要もないでしょ。保健室へ連れて行ってでいいわけよね。
Yes, I fully agree with that. Yes, 100%. Thank you. I feel less crazy now.
確かにその通りだと思う。
The story seems to be lacking in logic, and the suspicion is back in my classmates' eyes. I see Rika and Mayuri looking at me anxiously.
桜狩りの名前を挙げたのには理由がちゃんとあるの。
Yeah, a very obscure one that we couldn't have seen coming, most likely. But okay, let's see. Entertain me. I continue.
まず、誰にも助けを呼ばず保健室へ向かっていたことから、八代先輩はこの怪我を大したことはないものと思っていた。それはいい？
I guess, but I would say that even if she thought it was serious, then she would still try to go to the nurse's office. No? She wouldn't like, oh, well, it's serious. I can't go there. I guess I'll just lie here and die or something. I don't know. Ringo nods.
この温室での作業だけれど、17時から18時までの間に起きたとされているけど、調べた結果、当日の放課後、八代先輩は料理部へ顔を出しているの。そして慌てた様子で部を後にした。
Okay.
そうだったんだ。あの日はクラスの出し物を手伝っていたから知らなかったよ。この話で重要なのは、料理部から後、寮に戻らず急いで温室へ向かったということなの。 スポーツタオルを用意していたことから直接行こうとは初めから思っていたみたいだけど、寮に戻らず直接温室へ向かったのだとしたら、八代先輩は何を手に持っていたかしら。
No idea. Yes, the thing I couldn't find when we searched her room was suspicious in its absence. I'd found it strange that it wasn't there. The thing she had taken with her directly from the cooking club to the greenhouse was the soccer ball, the bag, the sports towel, the cooking implements. No, I guess this one she already had. Soccer ball, bag, cooking implements. What are cooking implements? I feel like she wouldn't be taking that. But I don't know. The answer is the bag. Okay. What bag? Of what? Okay, the bag. Ah, her bag. Okay. Kaban. Thank you. I was just imagining like a paper bag with something in it, right? Okay. When you just say the bag. The twins say in unison. I nod and call to the girl who has been keeping her silence.
お願い、八重垣さん。
Yaegaki brings her squeaky wheelchair to a stop in front of Sister Basket and offers her the school satchel from atop her knees.
これが温室に置いてあった八代譲り葉のカバンだ。
つまり自分の私物が温室の桜狩りの前にあるから取ってきてほしいと言おうとしたの？
はい。
つまり事故。
Yes, I repeat, and Sister Basket lets out an uncharacteristically huge sigh.
そんなこんなことって。
At first, her expression is filled with worry and regret, but at last she breaks into a smile and murmurs, "Thank goodness."
高坂さん。
はい。
あなたの無実は証明されました。主はあなたをお見捨てにならなかったのです。
Oh, Mayuri wouldn't do anything close to this. The corners of Mayuri's mouth twist at the religious phrasing, but she nods. Sister Basket tells the rest of the class that it is as they have heard.
アミティエである彼女たちが高坂さんの疑いを晴らしました。これからも高坂さんはクラスみんなの良き友です。
Yes, they say in harmony. I can see the joy bursting from Rika and Mayuri as they break into smiles.
高坂さん、
あ、はい。
無実がなされたのは主の導きのおかげですが、あなたは本当に良き友人に恵まれましたね。これほど人を、あなたを思いやって救いの手を差し伸べてくれる友人は他にはいませんよ。
はい。
She replies passionately, then... Mayuri wraps her arms tightly around me, and for a moment I have no idea what's going on.
ありがとう、スオさん。本当に嬉しいよ。
Oh, this is cute. Cute! Her body is as warm as a sunny spring day. I know Rika is looking on sadly, but I cannot pull myself away from her warmth. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we have one of these moments, but I think it's I can make a save here, right? Yes. Right. Yeah, I think it's good for tonight. I'm good. It's it feels like it has like an ending note to it in terms of resolving the mystery, and we can jump into the next stuff next time. Yeah. And I have prepared what I promised Chitorin, I can now do this, and I will not be in the way of the text. And then I'm back. There we go. Alrighty. There we go. Game, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. This has been super nice. Although, yeah. These mysteries are quite something. I could never even imagine having the slightest crack at them. But yeah. Oh, you mean my plushes behind me? Or oh no, you mean you mean my shirt? Yeah, yeah. There's like a fox and an owl over here, and a squirrel over here, and a whole bunch of deers. Yeah, yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, this has been super nice. No bears? I think not. No. Nope, nope, nope. No, there are no bears. Sorry. And of course the rabbit over here. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's like super nice. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I did think to have it as a filtering criteria for measures to have bears. Sorry. Yeah, this novel is a really nice way to end my day, especially one as long as this one has been, and a little bit tiring. It's really nice to just chill with you guys. So thank you so much for joining the streams and hanging out and enjoying the cuteness. And actually, kind of, there really wasn't that much of a dangerous scene tonight, which is nice. The routes diverge during Rika's confrontation. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Looking forward to seeing what that is. Good night and sleep well. Oh, thank you. The Honkai reference is not lost on me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This has been a good fun time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's all go rest now. I'm enjoying this game more watching this. I'm sorry if I'm spouting nonsense at times. The more tired I am, the less filter I have. And I guess I feel a bit freer with this novel to voice random thoughts, even though they're completely off base. But maybe it's entertaining. I hope it is. I will not go back and check though. I would only cringe at myself. So whatever it's been, it's been. I've had a good time. I hope you have had a good time as well. Yeah. Sorry about that when she upset me. At least in the beginning of the stream. Let's see how things go next time. I'm curious what she's gonna do from here on out, because I feel like I would be expecting some sort of change of heart, maybe. You know, I feel like there's something there that is missing, like some step that she should take towards Mayuri after this whole debacle. So I'm curious to see. No, thank you, Chen. Well, if they're epic, they are because you are also here. They wouldn't be epic just with me. So, thank you so much. Love you all. Take care. Have a good evening. Rest well. And I will see you again on Thursday with more of this. Looking forward to it. The most epic streams. Oh. And you are the most epic chat. The most epic streams. It works out. The coziest. Oh, I'm glad if I can create that atmosphere for you, because I'm definitely super cozy. Alrighty, take care. Bye bye.